Howdy, this is Craig Granny back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to do a arena preview for the upcoming Captain America Infinity War and Nightcrawler arenas. So the first thing I like to do is always categorize these arenas, these upcoming arenas, to past arenas, or how I think they'll fit into past arenas. And when it comes to feature arenas, really there's only two kind of clusters. And actually, even with the 4-star basic, there's only two kind of clusters now since the 5-star feature arena has been added. But first, with the feature arenas, you're either a new champ or old champ, and based off of which one you are, that'll kind of tell you what we can expect in terms of the cutoffs. And in terms of the 4-star basic, you're either going to be a low interest, kind of like a could even be a first-time champ, but for whatever reason, there's not a ton of interest, even though that might be a decent champ like Dr. Octopus and most recently Morningstar, or that you're just an old champ, maybe some decent utility still in the game, or just an old champ and no utility in the game, or little utility in the game. And of course, with Nightcrawler, of course, he is, he falls into that category. He's of low interest, I think. He'll be in the low interest for the 4-star basic. And of course, with Cap, he is a new champ in the game. So now that I've got these categorized, let's take a look at some recent results for these categories. First, let's take a look at the 4-star basic arena. And you can see here we've got a little variety of both new champs. Well, I shouldn't say new champs. First time in the basic arena, like Kingpin. Could have threw Dr. Octopus in here, would have been very similar scores, even Morningstar. Plus you've got some old champs that don't have a ton of utility, or some old champs that have some decent utility still, like Crossbones. And you can see they're all still kind of in the same range, from 1.7 to around 2.34 as the highest. So somewhere along there is where I think Nightcrawler will land, probably closer to Crossbones and Kingpin. But what you can see here, there's not a lot of variation. It's pretty crystal clear where these cutoffs typically land. So when it comes to Nightcrawler, I don't think it's going to be a big surprise on what we'll see for his cutoff. I think it'll just be, again, to that higher end of the low interest range. But where I think there's a lot of confusion going on right now, especially after the dungeons were added, and it sounds like there was potentially a removal of a handful of a number of accounts that were modded for higher arena scores, is the 5-star feature arena, as well as the 4-star feature. And let me show you why, because here you can see when the 5-star feature arena was first added, we were kind of handling that steady increase all the way up to Proxima Midnight. To her first round, you can see all the way with Sentinel was 31, Bishop 40, then Sabretooth 45. We were having this steady increase. Then something interesting happened after Proxima's first arena. There was the introduction of dungeons, plus apparently there was some accounts removed that were modded that were really pushing these scores up high. And then we had this happen. You can see, again, Proxima Midnight's first round arena, but then there was just a big plunge for the second round of her score. And it wasn't just for that arena. You can see then when we moved to Corvius, his first round was also extremely low. And again, there's a bunch of different theories out there why this happened. Could have been because dungeon, could be a number of things probably at the end of the day. But you can see, though, with the second round of Corvus, there was kind of a correction, and we're getting back now to kind of similar scores that we saw before, but nothing ridiculous like the Proxima 50 million score. So maybe we're back to a new norm somewhere between Sentinel and Bishop, somewhere around there. I think this Captain America Infinity War arena will give us some big insights on where this is at, because it feels like there's some decent amount of hype. He looks like a decent champ. Like a lot of people like Captain America, especially after the latest and greatest Infinity War movie. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what's going on if this 30 million is the new norm again. Now, we also saw this impact in the 4-star feature arena. You can see with Bishop, Sabretooth, we're all around 12 million, and then Proxima Midnight first round really pushed it up to 14. Now, it was interesting. Her second round stayed right around that number, right around 13 million, so it dropped down a little bit back to Bishop's and Sabretooth's first rounds. But then when Corvus came around to his first round, you can see that he came back at 6.3 million, and his second round was only at 8 million. So it felt like there was a little bit of an impact in the 4-star feature arena as well. And then most recently with Nebula, even though she's not a new champ, just from a comparison standpoint, her first round cutoff was much lower compared to even other old champs. So apparently this, whatever's impacting the 5-star feature arena is also impacting the 4-star arena. And it feels like maybe now with the dungeon and just a ton of other content going on, there's just, only so much time in the day to play this game. And so now people are just spreading around where they're focusing on. So maybe now it's just a Now it's just these are lower scores, and you know, this is the new norm. So again, because of Captain America and his popularity, not only in the game but also, well, probably more in the MCU universe as well as the Marvel universe, I think it'll be interesting to see if Cap's numbers get higher again or lower, especially since it seems to be the better Cap that's going to be available in the game. And that's where I would love to hear your opinion. I think, like I said, Nightcrawler's going to be pretty crystal clear where his results are going to be. It's kind of a question mark because of all this volatility and just unexpectedness we're seeing right now in both the 5-star and 4-star feature arenas, where these numbers will land up, where these cutoffs will be. So what do you think? I'm going to set up some polls in the community section of my YouTube page, so please head on over there and vote. You can see here the different categories. For the 4-star feature, it's 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, and ultimately 12 million or higher. Or for the Captain America 5-star, I've set it up as 28 to 31 million, 31 to 34 million, which is where we kind of land with Corvus most recently, 34 to 37. Are we going to be pushing those numbers higher, or 37 million plus? Are we even going to get closer to what we saw with like Bishop and Sabretooth? So I'd love to hear your opinion. Again, head on over to the community section. I'll have my polls there, and if not only if you could set the poll, but then if you can go into the comment section of those polls and give some context on why you think that way, that'll really help me in the next day or so when I put the official prediction video together. And if you, for whatever reason, if you can't head over to the polls or just feel more comfortable throwing it into the comment section of this video, please feel free to do so, as I also check out these comments and I'll incorporate that feedback ultimately into my prediction. So again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, I really appreciate you if you can click that thumbs up button, and if you like this and other videos I have on the channel, we'll really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.